What is the most disturbing fact you know of? The velociraptor noises in the Jurassic Park World franchise are actually the sounds of tortoises mating. By the time you get symptoms of rabies, it is too late to save your life with a 100% kill rate. You could have an aneurysm in your brain right now waiting to explode and you'd never know. When the guillotine was initially introduced, people fought to be executed first cause the blade would become dull later and not cut their heads off in a clean chop. Older male otters sexually abuse baby otters and even kill them. Otters are not as cute as you think. It is a true fact so baffling, it should be false. There is a 1 in roughly 5.2 to the 61st power chance that if you were to slap a table, all of the molecules in your hand and the table would miss each other and your hand would go through it. If sound could travel through space, the roar of the sun would be deafening even though it's 93 million miles away. The longest time between two twins being born is 87 days. Even if 99% of Earth's population thought you were unattractive, 76 million people would still find you attractive. You see your nose all the time, but your brain just ignoring it. What is most why the F do you know that fact? If you shake jangle your keys at a moth, it will do a backflip. It's a defense mechanism. The last person who died building the Hoover Dam was the son of the first person who died building it. MLB umpires are required to wear black underwear in case their pants split during a game. Many deaths in the Middle Ages resulted from pigs wandering into peasant homes and eating babies out of their cradles. Hedgehogs shit when they run fast, therefore if Sonic the Hedgehog was real he would shine himself to death. Licking marshmallows and sticking them on a car on a night below freezing will cause the marshmallows to adhere so strongly that if they are removed while still frozen they will take the car paint with them. If you feel the need to stab someone, stab oranges. They're the same consistency as human flesh. The farthest fall for a human being to survive without a parachute is 33,300 feet. What's an effed up fact you just can't believe is true? You're statistically more likely to be murdered by a family member on Christmas Day than murdered by a stranger any other day. During World War II, Japan bombed China with fleas infected with the bubonic plague. If bees were paid minimum wage for their labor, a jar of honey would cost $182,000. The youngest person to ever give birth was 5 years old. Dogs like squeaky toys because it reminds them of a small animal being killed. You're statistically more likely to randomly die during a USA Powerball lottery drawing than win it. 54% of adults in the USA read below a 6th grade level. Bonus: 1 in every 30 children in the USA is homeless. When I was in elementary school in the 1950s, the year 2000 seemed so far away. Now it's almost 2022. Blows my mind that I'm still alive. What's an unfun fact? There is a whale called 52 Blue that only sings at that frequency, meaning it can't communicate with other whales. It is nicknamed the loneliest whale on the planet. There are more slaves today than any time in history. Only 1 in every 1,000 sea turtles born ever make it to adulthood. Deep sea octopus babies take 5+ years to hatch, while mom and octopus never leaves the nest to feed and dies when the babies hatch. She doesn't eat for 5+ years. Dolphins in captivity usually commit suicide by suffocating themselves. Famous example, Flipper. What's little known but obvious fact that will immediately make all of us feel stupid? Percentages are reversible. 8% of 25 is the same as 25% of 8 and one of them is much easier to do in your head. You don't actually bite down, you bite up because of your lower jaw. Cats, dogs, and other similar animals can't see directly below their faces, because their snout gets in the way. That's why you have to point out the treat a million times. They're not stupid, the damn thing is just in their blind spot. Just like humans, British cows moo in regional accents. What is a fact about the human body that not many people know about? Humans have, on average, just as many hairs on their body as chimpanzees. Human hair is just a lot shorter and finer. When doing surgery where the doctors have to take out some organs, when placing them back, they don't have to be put back in the exact position they're meant to be. Your body kind of just moves the organs into the correct position after the surgery. Your eyes have a separate immune system from the rest of your body, and in a lot of occasions if your body's immune system finds your eyes, they will assume they are a foreign body and blind you. Your brain regulates how strong your muscles are. If your leg muscles were to contract at full strength, they would snap your femur. It's why people in emergencies on adrenaline can lift cars off children. Your body is capable of great strength, but it could also severely damage you. So your brain keeps you a weak, soft bag of jelly. Every minute you shed over 30,000 dead skin cells off your body. What are some downright disturbing facts you know? The Japanese brutalities during the Nanjing massacre was so extreme, the head Nazi representative in the region complained directly to Hitler about it. When filming Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory in Germany in 1971, they had trouble casting the Oompa Loompas, as people who suffered with disabilities were simply killed by the Nazis during the war. In the old days, poor people would sell their teeth to rich people. Ever thought about how whales and dolphins die? When they get too old and too weak to swim up to the surface to breathe, they start to slowly sink towards the deep, cold depths of the ocean and suffocate in the dark. One of the reasons Japan has such a high suicide rate is because when the police can't solve a murder they label it as a suicide and end the investigation. Serious, what's a scary science fact that the public knows nothing about? The plague is still out there. The bubonic plague is endemic in many parts of the world, but cases are very rare because we've got it pretty well handled. If there's a general breakdown in society like a nuclear war, supervolcano eruption or asteroid impact, it's out there waiting to come back. Microplastics in the food and water supplies are crossing the blood-brain barrier. At any given time the Earth can be hit with a gamma ray burst. We won't see it coming since it moves at the speed of light and all life apart from deep underground or deep in the ocean will be wiped out in minutes, although unlikely it can happen at any time. When the baby boomer generation fills the nursing homes there very likely won't be enough nursing staff to care for them as more and more nurses are leaving the profession.